What's goody, what's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy WhosManz. You already know what time it is. About to get into a review so far of the beta. I got a beta code. I've been playing it a lot actually. So yeah, about to get into it. Yo, what's goody, what's poppin'? We got some 22 MUT game, well, not gameplay in the background. It's just me getting the rookie premieres. I got Kenny Pickett, but I put that in the background because I'm talking about Madden 23. I have the beta. I know the last video I said I don't have it. I ended up getting it, and I just want to tell y'all about it. So overall, I really like the 23 beta. You know, there are some little things I think they can do to improve it, but as far as gameplay and everything, I think it's almost perfect. If you're one of those people who love doing them one-play touchdowns over and over and over, it's not going to work out the way you think it's going to work out. I mean, you can throw one-play touchdowns if you understand zones and man and things like that, but it's not going to be happening the same amount of times. Like, I would say the average of length downfield my opponent has been throwing the ball is probably like 8 to probably like 15 yards. But the 15-yard passes are far and few between because, you know, you can't just sit in the pocket all day. I mean, even with a 4-man rush, you cannot sit in the pocket all day. They will get back there. Now, if you only send 3 or less, you do have a lot more time in the pocket, but you still cannot sit back there all day. Another thing that's nice is the pursuit, or the QB contain. Those QB contains actually work. Now, there are times where if you do, you know, set up your blocking correctly, the QB contains don't work as well, but they still work. It seems like good pass rushers are going to very much affect the game. You're going to notice those really good pass rushers because they definitely they gonna come after you, man. And even the ones that's not like the best, but they're good, they're still going to get back there, just not as consistently. As far as, so this is the thing with linebackers. A lot of people say linebackers are useless, but one thing you're gonna realize is linebackers. I think you got to understand what they're used for, right? And what they're used for in your scheme. How I play, if you have a condensed set, you know, trips tight end or something like that, or bunch, I feel like it's easier to have linebackers on the field simply because everything's so close together. You don't need that many athletic guys running across the field. My linebackers are not on the field to get interceptions. They're just there to help stop the run, and also, you know, you get more pass breakups over the middle, you know, with the linebackers on the field that I noticed. And this is another thing is I've noticed that I still get plenty of interceptions with linebackers. It's just you have to be a little bit more disciplined with them. You know, it's easier to do that with safeties because obviously they can jump higher and they can be further away from guys. But with the way this game's going to go, you're going to want to have linebackers on the field because, you know, DBs get blocked and those blocks hold a lot longer with DBs on the field. It's going to be real tough getting them run blocks, getting through run blocks with DBs on offensive linemen. The linebackers, however, their block shedding's higher, they're stronger, they weigh more, so, you know, they affect the run a lot better. But yeah, so I think it's going to just be more so of understanding the situations, you know. Other than that, man, defense, the zones are amazing. You don't have to send an all-out blitz to get pressure, and sometimes you don't have to send pressure at all. I've noticed that when I mix up the pressure and things like that, I have a better result. as opposed to just sending all out pressure every single time. This is one of those blitzes that I noticed is very effective, but I'm telling you, if one guy gets open and covers zero, it's usually bad. If you don't get to the QB in time, or if they block enough people and have enough time to get someone open, or if you got somebody with route tech, it's a wrap. I mean, there's been plenty of times where I've gotten a one-play touchdown because somebody has done that. And especially if you do that against somebody who understands and can diagnose that you're sending a super heavy blitz, there are some stuff you can do to put people in conflict where it's like, do I guard the left or the right side? If I guard the right side and he makes the proper read, you got the middle of the field open, and then, you do this and blah, blah, blah. So you have to pick and choose your battles with these blitzes, because there's going to be guys that really understand how to send pressure. And once I kind of figured the sweet spot out with sending pressure and sitting in coverage, my defense seemed to just play a lot better. I went on more stretches of wins, and things just seemed a little bit easier. Another thing that you're going to want to understand is zones, because it's not going to play so black and white anymore. For instance, you play cover 2, you understand you can run a flood and it's just a high-low read. But this is the thing, these DBs react a lot sooner, so you have to make quicker decisions. 1, because pass rush. 2, because you see a DB backpedaling and you have a guy going underneath, you got to hit it quick, or else if you wait too long, that DB will react. He will react. There is no more, well, he backpedaled, he's going to stay back until the guy catches the ball. No. The second you throw the ball, they all react and go towards the ball. So you definitely have to be very disciplined in your reads. I'm talking about pre and post snap, because there's a lot of coverages where you can come out and cover 2 and it looks like cover 3. And once you figure that out, you definitely have to make some reads. So I would say practice making reads, defensive reads, pre and post snap. Figure that out. And with that, you're going to have to start anticipating. You're going to have to anticipate some throws, because there's going to be times where nothing seems like it's open. And it's going to be open. You just have to anticipate it, because you don't have all day in the pocket to throw the ball. There's one guy I played, and he was very good at anticipating stuff. And he was throwing guys open, or he was throwing it right before it looked like they were completely open. And sometimes those are the best situations. Now, as far as play calling goes, I've also found that sweet spot in mixing it up. Now, I'm not saying if you throw it 20 times, you got to run it 20 times. It's just, you got to mix it up. It's going to be really tough to just throw the ball every single down, because when you start committing to pass and sending just a light blitz, even sending 5, those guys are going to get in, and them DBs cover really well. Once you can predict, your opponent's offense, it's just easy to just let your guys pin their ears back and get after the quarterback, or make, the proper adjustments and get those interceptions. If you understand defense and guys are just doing the same thing over and over again, it makes the game way too easy. But when you mix it up, and it's hard to determine, like, should I blitz up the middle? Should I blitz to the right, to the left? Like, then you can start playing games with your opponents, and if you've been running it first down every single try, you come out with play action, you can really catch your opponent off guard. It's not like in previous Maddens where it's like, well, I'm gonna do this, but it really doesn't matter because they always play it this way. So there's that. I really do like that precision passing. the skill-based passing or whatever it's called. That's really nice. It took me 2 weeks to really get used to it, but once I figured that out, and I still gotta practice it. I figured out like how to really get the best out of it. Now I just gotta practice getting more precise with it. Once people start getting super precise with this stuff, I'm telling you, you're gonna be mad sometimes because there's gonna be guys that you think are covered and you can throw people open. I'm telling you, you can throw people open. It's so nice. With those tackle battles, there's one thing that I like and dislike about it. The one thing that I like about it is that it's realistic. I mean, there's some guys, I'm telling you, watch games, they try to do too much. They get stood up and fumble, or they get stood up and maybe because they don't stop, they break that tackle and get a few extra yards. There's going to be times where you get stood up and you want to go down. You got to get down. The one thing that I don't like about it is they only show you the option to keep fighting. And I wish they showed you, instead of that, show both buttons. You know, tap A to keep going and then press whatever button to give up. Somehow show a way to do that, because I feel like when you try to give up when you're stood up, you can't, it doesn't actually try to like give up. He doesn't actually try to like fall or protect himself. One thing I noticed that does help is if you protect the ball when you're running through the hole, or if you're in a huge crowd of people, protect the ball. Really don't sprint until you're in an open field. Try not to do too much in the hole or in congested areas. The couple of times that I have broken free is if I know, like, okay, well, if I do this tackle battle, nobody else is over here, so it's a lot easier to try, and then you can get away. And, you know, I've scored a touchdown because of that. A couple of times I broke a 20-yard rushing touchdown because of that. Guy caught me in the backfield, but the blocking on the other half that play was amazing. I broke free and then got a touchdown. But other than that, man, I mean, I don't know. I really like that game. I feel like it's very nice. A couple of things that I didn't like. Some of the animations they look weird and kind of clunky, but they all make sense. No more this, like, if your dude is getting tackled in an animation and you know, okay, well, if he does this, no matter how many people I dive at him, he's not going down, and then he's going to break this tackle. There's no more of that. It doesn't matter how many people you throw at this person. It will continuously add on to the tackles and stuff, and it all makes sense. The one thing is sometimes it just looks weird because of how clunky it is. And I mean, yeah, it's just this Madden, I feel like it's going to have a huge skill gap because there's going to be guys that just don't understand how defense works and how to read it. And I feel like they're really going to struggle on offense and defense. And then you're going to have your guys that really understand football. And yeah, and I feel like there's still going to be those exploits, but I don't think there's going to be as many. And it's going to be more skill-based. I mean, other than that, man, I just like this game in general. Like I said, the pass rush is good to me. The coverage is good to me. You know, there's defenses. I've used the Steelers defense. That Steelers defense is amazing. The pass rush is amazing. Then I use a team like the Texans, and it's like, man, there's a huge difference. I mean, I still get in the backfield, you know. The quarterback still has to rush, but, you know, the coverage on the back end either isn't as good, or the pass rush isn't as good, or stuff like that. You'll see the disparity in teams this year, especially if they have a good defense or a really good offense and a bad defense, and I think you're going to see that. But other than that, yeah, man, I think personally, like the beta, it's got me really excited about Madden this year. And with that, too, I think I'll be able to expand more on the air raid offense because this air raid feels a lot more authentic in this game to me just because of how things play. And yeah, so thank y'all for watching this video. If y'all do enjoy it, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so y'all never miss an upload. And then once that Madden 23 comes out, man, we're going to be coming out with more stuff. And I'll try to dive into defense because defense actually plays the way it's supposed to. And I figured out a few things. They're not very complicated. It's just going to be more so on like when you pick these plays, now you understand what that's supposed to do and the assignments of the people. So then it's easier to make these adjustments. And, you know, you're not sitting there like, well, I put the deep blue here. And it's just like, okay, well, it was match style defense. So, you know, that deep blue ran across the field with the receiver, you know, stuff like that. So, yeah, like I said, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit the dislike. You know, if you do hit the dislike, let me know in the comments what you ain't like about it. Be specific so I can change that stuff. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.